Welcome to the Life Malcolm Show, right here on In Touch News. I said, what's up, world? What's going on? So glad that you could join us right here on In Touch News for the Life Malcolm Show. We definitely are looking forward to kicking it with you this evening, man. So, as you know, I usually come in here and try to do something light, something heavy, something from the lost, then, a little word from the word. But I must admit, this whole colonial virus conversation has kind of taken over the program for me, man. As a matter of fact, I know I owe y'all some information, or at least some not necessarily some information, but definitely some more time on some topics I touched on before the internet began to inundate me, and I'm sure not just me, but me, with all this colonial virus conversation, to dose or not to dose, that be the question and what have you. So we're gonna, I promise, I'm just gonna ride out Black August, like I said, talking about the colonial virus and the dose and stuff like that in the ways in which I mentioned I would last week. And so, yeah. But first things first, right? Let's do as I customarily do and extend deep and profound gratitude and appreciations to the In Touch News team, and most specifically DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO, aka Tampa Bay Tammy, for providing this platform for us, making it possible for all of us to come here and express the views and opinions that are our own. And yes, these views and opinions do not necessarily reflect any views and opinions than those that belong to me. So yeah, and also have to thank my super producer, DJ ANA, who's always behind the boards, making everything look like it look and sound like it sound. At the same time, though, I got to give a shout out to my man Bezel in the building, working behind the boards this evening. So if something goes wrong, I'm messing up. I'm messing with you, man. But no, man, got my man Bezel in the building. Glad to have him up in here. Also, I should say that my name is Life Malcolm. I'm your host, and you can call in to the Life Malcolm Show at area code 813-444-9588. I want to hear from you. I do. I know a lot of y'all like to call in to community radio shows after I'm done talking and say some stuff to which I cannot respond right then. And some of y'all like to get on the IG and on the Facebook. As a matter of fact, I talked about my cousin last week who did that kind of thing, man. Get on the social media and try to say this and that, and in a way that makes it impossible, or at least quite difficult, to engage in some meaningful dialogue about the challenge that the individual typing talking after I do puts down. But don't be like that. Don't be like that. You got something to say, shawty? So let's talk about it. Area code 813-444-9588. Yo, I'm here and ready to take all phone calls. Even the name calls that come, through name calls, phone calls go hand in hand. That's they got the same last name. So yeah, call up, and I'm assuming that you're tuning in on one of the platforms, but I still want to mention them. Of course, we have In Touch News on YouTube. We have In Touch News on Facebook, as I talked about Facebook earlier, but but In Touch News channel, Facebook, and of course you can go to www.intouchnews.com. And all right, so I think that's all the house. Oh, you know what? I said this week that I was gonna make it a point to offer up appreciations that I have failed to offer up for so very long, far too long. And Uh, uh, as you know, I've been hosting the show not quite a year yet, about something like 9 months. So I'm getting the hang of it, fine tuning this and that. That hopefully will one day make me the talk show host you want to listen to all the time. But in that vein, I want to thank you. I rarely ever do that. I don't know if I have done that at all. But today, I want to thank you, especially those of you who tune in every week. I know some of y'all do tune in every week, and I really appreciate that. It means a whole lot. I want to thank you who calls in. Regularly as much as you can, and I appreciate that. I want to thank you who send emails, even emails that, and I shouldn't say even emails, because I appreciate those emails perhaps the most, but you might feel some kind of way about sending emails that correct me or challenge something that I say over the airwaves, and I appreciate you so much taking the time not only to listen to the show, but to reach out and write and to say something about the Life Malcolm show, so that the Life Malcolm show can get better for you. And I just wanted to, at this point in time, express my deep and profound appreciation for you. All right, so something like, can we pull up the picture, the Moderna picture? Can we pull that up? Let's just deal with that in a minute. But before we get to that, I'll give you. Oh, we up? All right. Well, hey, we're gonna deal with it right now. Then, when Bezel says do it, you got to do it. All right. So we're gonna do it right now. All right. So check it. Everybody knows about the colonial virus vaccines they got, and they have several, right? They got the Pfizer, the AstraZeneca, the Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson, right? So Moderna is they done come up with something else for you. They working on the HIV vaccine. Yeah, and I'm sure that when that comes out, I'm sure that the first dose, HIV vaccine prototype, y'all gonna jump on it, shout it, cause they done hooked you with this colonial virus vaccine. They got y'all going ape about it. Yeah. Hey, listen, I got a call from up top. They say I done passed my cussing quota and I shall be charged for any more cussing. So don't make me cuss. But I can still say a few of the words. We got a select few that comes under, that don't count against my quota. But yeah, y'all going ape damn around here. That don't count against my quota. What about ape ass? Yeah, ape ass. That shit. I don't think ass. We working that one out. We working that. But y'all just going like crazy behind the vaccine, and now Moderna, seeing they got people ripe and ready for another scientific effort of theirs. They coming out with the HIV vaccine. How many of y'all gonna take that? Okay. Well, listen, when you call in, 813-444-9588, I want to hear what you think about it. I'll tell you what I think. Sound fishy to me. All of a sudden, I mean, come on now. They've been working with this colonial virus for about 24 months, maybe, something like that. So it's going on. The colonial virus, how long has it been going on? Like COVID-19? Almost just a year now? Oh, it's going on 24 months or something like that? Like it's coming up. Okay, so almost 2 years coming up. Let me tell you something. DJ, cut the music. Let me tell you something. I don't pay much attention to them folk. I really don't. So I don't know all the details about their vaccines. I don't know all the details about what they say about the virus. I don't know yeah, much about them. You know, hell, I don't. I know people who know all the politicians and elected officials and stuff. I do not know a whole lot about those people who are masters at what they do. They know what they do quite well, and that's why they're masters of. They keep us colonized because they pay attention to their business. I think I told y'all before that the 3 people on Jeopardy. Did I tell y'all about the 3 white men on Jeopardy who like it was it was Ken Jennings, Aaron, I think his name was Aaron Rodgers, and the other, but I can tell you what they did. The other white boy name was Brad something. So I can tell you what they did though. I can tell you what they did. What each of them did. Each of these white men, Ken Jennings, of course, is the white man. At least at that point, had the most Jeopardy wins ever. Right. Then you had this other white dude who had the most tournament wins ever, and then you had the other white dude who had won the most money on Jeopardy ever. So I know Ken Jennings, and I think the other dude's name was Brad Rutter. And then there was this other white boy, I can't remember his name, but I think he's the one who had won the most championships. I think Brad had won the most money. But anyway, these 3 were playing together. I don't know if you ever watched Jeopardy, but it's like, you got to be pretty intelligent, it seems, to do well on the show. I mean, and these guys have done, I'm talking about done extremely well on the show. And so the answer is, because they give you the answer, you have to ask the question in response. And so the answer was the words of the Black national anthem say, lift every voice and blank. All they had to do was say the last word, the blank. Lift every word and blank. Guess how many of them got the answer right? None. None of them. You know why? Because white people don't care, for generally speaking, about our stuff more than they care about their stuff. Put it like that right there. And so, similarly, I don't really care about their stuff more than I care about our stuff. I be focused. And so, no, I don't know what they said about the vaccine. But listen, tell you this. For over a year, I don't know, somewhere over a year, getting closer to 2, they have been dealing with this colonial virus. But I know this much, since the 80s, at least the 80s, for sure the 80s, back when Rock Hudson, back then, Rock Hudson and Liberace and them were falling by the wayside from the AIDS and the HIV. These folk been dealing with the AIDS and the HIV. And now, all of a sudden, they done come up with with the Moderna vaccine for the HIV. And I'm just saying, seems kind of fishy to me. But I wouldn't tell you not to take it, just like I would not tell you not to take the colonial virus dose that they giving you. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I just thought it was something that was worth bringing to your attention in case you didn't know. Did you know about it? The HIV vaccine, did you know? Yeah. Moderna finna bring it to you, shawty. It's gonna be probably gonna be able to get it over the counter. They gonna, But all right. So we're coming up on a break. But before then, let me see. It was something else that I wanted to bring to you. Say this. So I had the opportunity to talk about poetry this past weekend with my dear brothers Walter B. and JB, and so we were on a talk show, and we were able to just kind of go down memory lane, and that is it was a really wonderful experience. It was a Zoom thing. I ain't like that too much, but not Zoom, but a virtual thing. It was good for what it was, but I was really looking forward to being in the same room with them and kicking it. But of course that didn't happen because of this colonial virus. But just the trips down memory lane and all the stuff we got to talk about brought me to the place that reminded me how big it is to do something that stands the test of time. Because we started Black on Black Brown Tampa 20 years ago, and today, it's still worth talking about. So that's what we're looking to do right here with the Life Malcolm Show, taking Tuesdays back. And speaking of that, we're going to be right back on the other side of the break. And we're going to talk about different things. Mainly the colonial virus. And I'm going to tell you about the foods I eat that keep me from being sick. And I told y'all that last week, and that's what you're going to get. All right. See you on the other side of the break. It's the Life Malcolm Show, y'all.
Politics, it's life. It's the Life Malcolm Show every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on In Touch Radio.
We're playing your favorite old school. Today's R&B. With a smooth touch of jazz. You're listening to In Touch Radio.
All right. And we're back. So, one of the things I promised to talk about as we roll through Black August is the stuff I've done to stay healthy, to prevent getting sick for more than 25 years. And, of course, I explained last week that does come with a caveat, if you will. I've been sick over the past 25 years, probably about 4, maybe 5 times, something like that. But I assure you, I know exactly why. I did not do what I ought do to keep myself healthy. In other words, most times when my body allowed me to become symptomatic behind some kind of pathogen, bacteria. I don't think I had no viruses. I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe the cold is a virus, but I don't even know if I had no cold. But I remember getting stuff like a sinus infection, and maybe because I like to smoke cigars and stuff like that, right? Generally, I don't do it to excess, and don't really have difficulty. But sometimes, man, smoke cigars, and then sinuses, and can't fight off the irritants that cause you to get all phlegmy and stuff, all that stuff. But anyway, the point is, I can tell you, these types of things befell me when I stayed up too much. Sometimes I would go for 66 hours without sleep. Like, that's my longest ever. That's a long time too. Anyway, and I, like, a lot of times I was on the road, so traveling, wasn't eating the best, didn't have access to my vitamins and minerals, and sometimes was poorly hydrated. And so, quite naturally, as could and should be expected, my body failed me, and I succumbed briefly, though it was briefly, to some kind of illness, what have you. So before people, call in, because people like to call, type, with the gotcha game kind of thing. Like somebody, I said, somebody made a point that children have to be vaccinated to go to school in Hillsborough County or something to that effect. And I responded that my children have opted out of those vaccinations for years. And then somebody responded with, so your children ain't never had the this or that vaccine. I mean, like, I was like, fool, why is that important? How is that relevant to what we're saying right now? Right now, we're saying the point is you can opt out of vaccinations, which means that vaccinations aren't absolutely required in Hillsborough County. Now, whether my children got vaccinated with a particular vaccine many years before I started opting them out, ain't, it's not relevant to the discussion except for to try to, prove, some kind of inconsistency in the statement that I made, which was, which failed there as well. So people like to play the gotcha game, and so I know if I say, I haven't been sick in 25 years. Somebody just waiting to say, I remember you sneezed or coughed, or I remember you had the sniffles or something like that. And so just saying, generally speaking, illnesses worth speaking of for 25 years. And last week I showed you my setup, my supplement setup. What did I bring out? I brought out the minerals. I brought the trace minerals, the ionic minerals. I brought vitamin B12, antioxidants, the multivitamin I use, vitamin D3, and I think that might be it. But I told y'all I use vitamin B6 as well. I forgot that one because I didn't have a box. So, yeah, and I told you this week I was going to tell y'all about the foods. And next week, I'm going to tell y'all about the herbs. All right, so, Bezel, can we get the breakfast that I had this morning? So, my big thing is, and I want to make this clear. DJ, cut the music. I am not what they call it, an anti-vaxxer. I am not an anti-masker. I couldn't care less who takes a vaccine or not, who wears a mask or not. I don't care. Believe me when I tell you, if you want it, I will drive you to go get it. If you want it. I am not against the mask or the vax, but what I am against and what I absolutely 100% abhor, ABHOR, one word, does not go against my quota. What I absolutely abhor is individuals who have the gall, and, like the old people would say, the unmitigated gall, to tell me that I should get the vaccine or and wear a mask, or my children should. And if I don't insist my children wear a mask and get the vaccine, and if I don't wear a mask and get the vaccine, it's something wrong with me. I'm some kind of idiot. I'm unintelligent. I'm selfish. What's the other? I'm arrogant. All these kinds of negative things that people who don't even know me would say just because I say I don't do the vaccine. But I'll tell you why I don't. And it's not because I'm anti. It's because I'm just pro food. For example, it's my breakfast right here. This morning's breakfast. This is how we ate this morning. I'm gonna tell you, like, last week's menu, because of course this is just Tuesday, so we haven't had a whole week of food yet. But I will tell you what we had yesterday, and I'll tell you what how we generally eat. But yeah, so if you look at the table, you might even see one of my children's arms stretched out trying to get this. This is how I eat. This is how my wife eats. This is how my children eat every day, except for weekends, like Saturday and Sunday. I let them choose what they want to eat for the most part. But there's selections, that they have to choose from, stuff like you see on the table. And so you should see on the table my famous black beans. Now we have black beans just about every day, mostly for breakfast. In the black beans are beet greens, the red leaves that come off of, or rather the green leaves that come from the red beets. We put those in the black beans. We also have red onions in the black beans, garlic, elephant garlic, whole chopped garlic in the black beans, um, tomatoes in the black beans, and so tell you the herbs. Next week I'm gonna tell you what they do, but I can't tell you about the black beans without telling you about the herbs: basil, cilantro, celery, chives, uh, thyme, and oregano for the black beans, and turmeric. You get some ground turmeric and put it in the black. So that's all in the black beans. And the black beans are topped with pumpkin seeds. And okay, we got a caller. Good caller. I'm gonna go ahead and describe what's on the table. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the call. But caller, stay there. I'm gonna finish describing what's on the table, and then I'm gonna jump right to you. And I'll speed that conversation up. So that's the black beans in the bowl, sprinkled with pumpkin seeds, and then on top of that, we have pistachio nuts on the plate, cherries, blueberries, strawberries, and that's not honeydew melon, y'all. That is avocado. Yeah, I know you didn't think that the avocado would be there on the fruit plate. Thought it was going to be honeydew melon, but no, it's avocado. And that's how we eat every day or something like that. But Carla, come in. What you got to say?
Hey, brother Life, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What's going on? Sound like Joe.
Yeah, old Joe on the trial.
What's going on?
I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you give the brothers on prison reform. And I just want to bring something I know you're aware of because you stay on top of the system, like right on right. I just want to bring to your attention, in case you missed it, a brother did 31 years, 7 months, and 23 days by the name of Tony Hawk. He had been arguing for years up under the actual innocence. And the Hillsborough County State Attorney going back to Mark over, Bill James, and the present state attorney denied him until most recently. He got a break, and the Innocent Project took his case. And the brother walked out of prison yesterday at 2 o'clock, a free man.
That's all right.
The listeners and the world to know, we must not be fooled by Mr. Andrew Warren, because for the 6 years that he was in office, the same motions that the Innocent Project just adopted and did, it was verified that those motions had been filed, and Andrew Warren denied all of them. It also must be brought up about the corruption within the Hillsborough County judicial system. The Judge Michelle Cisco, she denied several of the motions, and one of the reasons they were able to recuse her was a family member of hers was the prosecutor in his case. And the brother is out now, and I'd like to get the public to support him. He will be joining the NAACP tomorrow with Yvette Lewis, and there's a law on the books that's just outrageous that this brother has done these 31 years, and they have a law on the books. They say because he had a prior record, he cannot be compensated monetarily for the 31 years that he's been in prison.
Yeah.
This is a law that was done by the Republican Party, the Republican governors, and some of our other town state legislatures in Tallahassee. And I just want you to know that we appreciate everything that you do and that you speak about. And in the future, you will be hearing more and more about this brother. And if anybody cares to give him a call, his number is 813-820-2045. Brother Tony House, a real soldier that fought the system and walked out of here a free man. And we just want you to know that we appreciate you, man, for standing up in the paint, the way you have for prison reform for the brothers that don't have a voice.
Man, I appreciate that. So I don't know if you were able to catch the show the beginning of the month, but we did the whole show. We talked about the first show we did this month, rather, was dedicated to the idea of Black August and political prisoners and prisoners of war. And so this brother, you know, whether politically involved or not, because he is an African trapped in America and had the misfortunate experience, but rich experience nonetheless, of being behind those bars, you know, was in the ranks of political prisoners, and we're glad that this brother was able to find his way to freedom and kept fighting until he did. So Brother Tony Hops is an inspiration to us all on the outside as well to keep fighting. I did read a little bit about his story, and you know, said he hugged his sister-in-law as a testament to the victory of his long fight. But I'm sure that many of us would love to embrace that brother as well. Listen, we got to go to break. I really appreciate you calling in and sharing that, and we look forward to hearing more about Brother Hops in the future. All right, brother.
He'll be in contact with you real soon.
All right, looking forward to it. All right, so we continue. Let's go to break, y'all. This is the Life Malcolm Show.
Radio is smooth soul.
Rocking your radio on the sounds of soul.
Playing your favorite R&B. In Touch Radio.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecues? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
All right. So yeah, man, I really appreciated that phone call. That Tony Hop story is an interesting story. It just came to my attention earlier this week. I heard that he would be released from prison, but it wasn't until today I got an opportunity to read mainstream media story about the circumstances of his imprisonment and his release. But I tell you what I did read, though. Brother Tony Hops, they accused and arrested and convicted the brother of some kind of robbery, armed robbery on Del Mabry at the Tahitian Inn. I know that hotel well. I used to put a lot of brothers up in there. Well, you know, brothers, sisters who came through to do poetry for the events that I used to host back in the day. Lodged them at the Tahitian Inn, but didn't know it had this history. I kind of feel bad now that I supported that joint. Nevertheless, brother, they arrested the brother. They put him in a lineup where the suspect had been described as one who had a mustache, and at the time, Brother Tony Hops had a beard. But they put him in a lineup, and he was the only one with a mustache, or something to that effect. And they done convicted him on what some people would consider a questionable, if not an illegal, lineup. And picked him. He the only one with a mustache, and the description say "man with a mustache." So it doesn't really make it hard to to pick the guy that's supposed to be the alleged perpetrator. Nonetheless, right. He's free today and looking forward to making his acquaintance moving forward. But back to the show that I promised you. I'm still looking for people to call in. Man, people have so much to say. When I can't really get, engage them. And I mean, I know you know who you are. I know you watch and listen and write. And I'm just saying, you should call and talk, speak your piece. But anyway, back to the food. So yeah, on the plate, pistachio nuts, strawberries, blueberries, cherries, avocado. Yeah. And so that was breakfast this morning. This evening, we will have lentils with the yellow beet leaves, gold, whatever you call them, gold, yellow beets, gold beet, those leaves cut up in the lentils with elephant garlic, onions, curry powder, celery seed, red onions. Did I already say that? I don't know. Red onions, black garlic. What y'all know about that black garlic? Know about that black garlic? Black garlic, and yeah, I think that's about it in the lentils. Then we have some roasted cauliflower with cilantro. Have roasted asparagus sprinkled with lemon juice and dill weed, and then we have roasted beets, yellow and golden beets slices, and yeah, so that's dinner. And yeah, we eat like that every day last week. So just for the most part. Oh, and we having salad tonight as well. Fresh chopped salad with, of course, the tomatoes, the onions, everything all freshly cut up. You know, tomatoes, onions, garlic, all tomato. What I say, tomato? Yeah, all the stuff. All the stuff. Lemon, lime, olives, jalapenos, stuff like that. Yeah. In the salad. So in the mornings, generally, we have black beans, like I described a bit ago, and the salad that I just described. We have that in the mornings. Then for lunch, you know, everybody's kind of on their own. The children, I fixed them like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I need to start learning to make my own. I need to learn to start making my own bread. Right now, get them that, the best kind of bread I can find off the shelf, and the best jelly and peanut butter I can find. Best meaning like the healthiest with the fewest with the fewest ingredients, period. But also the fewest so-called bad ingredients. I hate to say that because I'm convicting myself of giving my children bad ingredients. But yeah, it's the not so bad ingredients are the fewest. But for dinner, we eat pretty much like I said. The lentils gonna always be a staple. Then we switch it up. So last night, for example, we had I told you we have night, but last night we had lentils mixed up like I told you. Then we had red cabbage, steamed red cabbage, stir fried with onions. What you call it? With the onions, sautéed onions. Yeah. So we had sautéed onions, and then we had pan fried Brussels sprouts. And yeah, so that was dinner, and a salad. And so this week I'm trying something different. Last week, for the most part, I've been doing salads in the morning with the black beans, and then at night we do the lentils or something like it. Sometimes it's rice, but for the most part lentils, and then we do fruit at night. But I'm switching it up to see which works best for energy. I'm thinking that fruit in the morning might do better for the daytime activities and the demands of the day, and salads, the roughage, will help with digestion as overnight, and the stomach kind of slows down and works, but that roughage is still in there doing some scrubbing. So that's what I'm working with. But generally speaking, that's all we eat. But we do have Fun Food Thursdays. And so this past Fun Food Thursday, we had that bread. I told y'all I'm guilty. All right, look, not perfect, guilty. They got a little something going on with the bread. My daughter today, my youngest daughter, asked me, she said, does carbohydrates give you headaches? I said, no, why would you say that? And she said, because when I feel like I have a headache, and then what she said? No, I don't have a headache, and then what did she say? She said either she said she has a headache, and then she eats bread, and the headache goes away, or when she eats bread, she gets a headache. I gotta figure that. But anyway, what I told her is I think she said she has a headache, and then she eat bread and feel better, something like that. Anyway, what I did tell her is that she probably has some kind of addiction going on to the stuff that's in the bread. It's probably some kind of, withdrawal from the chemicals that make her feel some kind of way when she eats bread. I know that happens with candy and chips. There's the science behind the can't eat just one. You've heard the slogan, the motto, bet you can't eat just one. They don't just say that arbitrarily. They done an experiment that has proven that it's hard to just eat one because of that stuff they put on it and in it and make your taste buds all excited, so excited that you aren't so titillated when we're talking carrots and asparagus. You know what I mean? So, anyway. So Fun Food Thursdays. We had sliders. We had veggie sliders, grilled cheese sliders, salmon sliders, and they were pretty good, if I do say so myself. Oh, by the way, I do all the cooking at the house, all the cooking, all the food prep, all the cooking. And so, caller, come in. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Caller, come in.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine, caller. Can you tell us your name and perhaps where you're calling from?
Okay, this is Unique, and I'm calling from out of state.
That's what's up.
How are you?
I'm in the game. What's going on?
Just wanted to call and appreciate you for sharing this dietary knowledge with the people, and it's fun to hear you break down your diet and how you get the children involved and the different days, and that eating in a healthy way doesn't have to be as boring as it can seem. So I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you calling in and saying that. It means so much, especially in these days and times when so many people are, can come up with all kinds of reasons why this healthy eating ain't the key to a healthy life. So I really appreciate you calling to express that appreciation and acknowledgement. I hope you're eating well.
One question for you.
What's up?
I have a question about eating well. I got the concentrate ionic mineral drops.
Okay.
Today. I don't know if you already went over how you, if you put it in water, do you put it in juice, do you make it in smoothies, or?
So, all of the above. Generally, I put. So if you read the bottle, it'll say like 20, work your way up to 20, 40 drops a day. So what I do is a quarter teaspoon in the morning and a quarter teaspoon in the evenings, and 20 ounces of water. But it's nothing. It's not out of the ordinary for me to sprinkle a few drops over salads. Certainly add them to smoothies. The daughters asked that I make a smoothie yesterday, and I neglected to do so. So smoothie is on the menu tonight. So nothing to throw some drops in the smoothie. So it's going. You cannot not taste those drops when you put them in water. You're gonna experience that. But in salads and smoothies, and even on foods or whatever, you kind of pick what you think is best, and the taste is almost undetectable. So yeah, and you could also use it to like remineralize. I drink purified water. That's it. And so of course purified water is doesn't have unless it's mineralized by the manufacturer, and I don't buy that stuff. You can remineralize your purified water with those drops as well. There's some instructions on the label that give guidance on how to do that.
Wonderful.
Good.
Got it.
All right, cool.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, and I will report back and let you know how.
All right, I'm looking forward to hearing the report. We about to go to break. You called it the perfect time. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. This has been the Life Malcolm Show so far. We've had 2 callers, and now we're waiting on you. We'll be right back after these messages.
Birdsong with Tampa Bay Politics. And not only can you catch us on InTouchNews.com every Wednesday at 11 a.m., we now have a website at TampaBayPoliticsPodcast.com. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, and Stitcher, which you can log in at any time and listen to Tampa Bay Politics.
It's politics. It's life. It's the Life Malcolm Show every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on In Touch Radio.
All right. You know what it is. The Life Malcolm Show right here on In Touch News. Really want to appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know y'all probably disappointed in my menu. Y'all thought it was going to be magic. It's not. It's just, it's magical when it hits the plate. I tell you that. Listen, 2 12-year-olds and a 13-year-old in the house. All eat. Well, that's not to say they only eat what we cook, though, because they do, like I say, Saturday and Sundays, they can slide a little, little fun, I guess, young adult food in. I allow that. We're not so strict, so stiff. But for the most part, they eat them veggies, they eat them salads. My daughters love salad. I mean, the youngest daughter, she gets the salad and, puts the mustard and mayo. She don't even use salad dressing. She gets some mustard and mayo and olive oil and, put some herbs and lemon and lime juice in the salad and make that thing happen. And she's so excited when she does it. I mean, every day she reminds me how good mayonnaise is in the salad. And, I'm really thrilled about their excitement. So, yeah, I ain't had no whole different, every day is a different type of menu. Oh, I told you, fresh, Fun Food Thursday. So on Friday mornings, every Friday morning, it's Fresh Fruit Fridays. And so, whatever the fruit is in the, it's on the market that's good, we have that for them, whether it's banana, mango, avocado, cherries, berries, strawberries. Those are most of the stuff that we put. Citrus, vitamin C. So use oranges, grapefruit. So yeah. So, so that's Fresh Fruit Fridays. But yeah, that's it. So as we get ready to close, though, I'm gonna do a word from the word, as you know it's coming. And but I want to say this. I really appreciate the 2 callers. One, I appreciate Joe calling in and keeping our political prisoners at the forefront of our minds. It's so important. And Tony Hopps ain't the only one that got to get up out of there. We got to do what we must to bring all of our political prisoners and prisoners of war home. And I really want to appreciate Unique for calling in, because she didn't have to call, as you know, because yo behind, keep it staying in the quota. You're behind, didn't call, so you don't have to call. And so I'm so happy that Unique called and expressed her acknowledgement of the work that we're doing right here about this food and healthy eating, especially in the context of the colonial virus and the dose that everybody is going dumb over. And I say that because I even started out the show talking about all the people who have something to say about me and what I say about eating healthily and giving your body adequate water and optimal nutrition, and the effects that it has on the immune system, how it makes the immune system an impenetrable fortress to invaders like viruses, bacteria, and other types of would-be culprits that would sicken you. And the reality is, the message does get across to some people. Unique is one. I remember being in Publix not too long ago. One of the young women working at the cash register leaned over to the woman that was bagging groceries and said, pointing at me and said, "That guy right there always have black power shirts on when he comes in." And I mean, it's true. All I wear is black, and if I'm not wearing a Celia law firm shirt, I'm wearing a shirt that says something like this, or one of my Dane teacher shirts, etc. She said, "You always have a black power shirt on." I said, "What you said?" She said, "You always have a black power shirt on." I was like, "I'm glad you recognize that. I appreciate that acknowledgement." And so the reality is, man, some people are watching, and sometimes that can be so random. Somebody told me the other day, man, on the show, you never really talk about everything you say you're gonna talk about, because you're always talking about a whole lot of stuff, and I'm gonna get better at that, I think. But as I talk, things come to mind. Like, you might want to know why I wear black all the time. I wear black every day. You never not seen me not wearing all black. I wear that's not true. I do wear a red Celia Law Firm shirt on Wednesdays. But other than that, I wear black every day. You know why? Because the way we die, I never know when I have to be dressed for a funeral. Yeah, that's why. And, I think that's important to say, especially during the time of colonial virus and experimental doses and what have you. So, yeah, just stay dressed in black. But back to the acknowledgement part, man. A brother heard saw the show last week, saw the supplements, hit me up, sent me the picture, like, "Yo, appreciate the info." And he got a supplement that I need to look in. He got the cold joint, and he had one that I hadn't investigated. I'm like, okay, So I recognized, and this past weekend I talked about how we had that conversation about poetry. I recognize that this work is not in vain. The work I do is not in vain. There are people who listen, people who learn, people who take it in and make a difference in their own lives using the information I give. And so I say, two people who would dare say that I don't offer solutions when I talk, because I talk noise. That people like, why you had little retarded Timmy on there and Patrick, and what was that about? Look, listen, man, I do intend to poke, prod, entertain if I can, and instigate. That's what I do. But I do it for the love of you, and I try not to be mean spirited, but sometimes y'all just too sensitive, and start saying stuff like I don't offer solutions or what have you. But that's just not true. Just because you didn't hear me say it don't mean I ain't say it, because the reality is some people are catching on. All right. So a word from the word. And listen, next week is gonna be a really good show. Gonna be much like last week, where I'm gonna bring out all the herbs. Not only though, am I gonna bring out all the herbs I use, I'm gonna show them to you. I promise you, I can show you the dates I bought them. Because I'm not buying them for the show. I promise. It's not pretend. But I'm going to bring all my herbs that I use, and I'm going to tell you what each of those herbs, some of what each of those herbs do, and why it's a good idea for you to put them in your life. Yeah, listen, I don't know which one of y'all going to be here, but I want y'all to hold me to this. For like the first half hour, that's the objective. The second half hour, I'm gonna work y'all, because we're gonna have pictures. I'm going to show y'all pictures of foods I know you got in your house, in your refrigerator, in your pantry. And I'm going to tell you what's in those and why you should avoid them and never feed them to anybody you love, including yourself. So, like, going to try to maybe 20 and 20, because, you know, I need at least 20 minutes to talk that talk. All right, so word from the word. Here we go. If you would turn with us to John 10:10. Thank you. And if you will log on, I don't know how you do it, to John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Now, some versions, let me see what the King, that was the King James version. There was one version, maybe it wasn't a version, maybe it was just a bad misinterpretation, but I heard somebody one time say something like, the enemy comes. But listen, we can go with thief. I like that, because the colonizer, what is the colonizer if the colonizer ain't a thief? That's all. That's what. If you look, I don't know if you look up colonizer, you will see thief in the synonym category, but I promise you it is. You know, a synonym of the thief is a synonym of colonizer. Colonizer ain't nothing but a thief. And so the colonizer, his whole purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. Now, the colonizer is bringing us the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, the AstraZeneca, and the Pfizer dose. What do you think the purpose is? I'm going to say, now listen, y'all know me. I read the Bible. I do the best I can to apply it to our lives, you know, at least the times in which we live. I'm not saying that I believe everything as you believe the Bible to be, but I certainly think it's pretty clear that the thief comes to kill, steal, kill, and destroy. The thief don't come for no other reason. So, as you make your decisions about whether you should jump on the HIV vaccine, you know, continue to get, I'm sure they're going to put that damn that colonial virus vaccine in a one a day after a while. They're gonna be man, look at they already got the booster. Now they say that you're gonna have to get a third booster. Then, you know, you got all these variants coming out. I wouldn't be surprised they put it in a one a day. You know, you can get your anti-colonial virus one a day. You know, I say though, be anti-colonialism. You can end the colonial virus, and keep in mind that the thief who came to steal, kill, and destroy ain't bringing nothing to you to make you better. You should, in my view, listen to the one who comes to bring you life, who tells you that there is a way. Vitamins. Matter of fact, if you go to the beginning of the Bible, we way towards what they call the New Testament, towards these the Gospels, we in the New Testament, but at the beginning, in Genesis chapter 1, I believe, the Bible says that the herb yielding seeds and the fruits and stuff like that are good to eat, and, you know, give us what we need. And so I just come to tell you, get your vitamins, minerals, get your water, get your good foods, and yeah, you should be all right. Okay, so next week on Life Malcolm Show, we're talking herbs, we're talking what you should do, what you should not do, what you should eat, what you should not eat. I hope you've enjoyed the show like last week and this week so far, learned some. I know some people did. I hope you are one of those people. And don't be shy. Listen, call in. 813-444-9588. And it's funny, too. You know, people have texted me and told me that they call in on the replays. I'm like, why you call? Yeah, but anyway, call in next week and we'll talk a little bit more. But until then, to be continued, y'all.